maybe you can open air condition. Yeah. Okay, it can be both. It can be also. It's open and it's some air. It's okay. It's okay. Make it the strongest. אוקיי, טוב. שלום וברכה. We continue talking about war, that now all of us in this war, and also the morality in this war. We'll start from a famous story in Tanakh that you probably familiar with that, about Shaul HaMelech, the king of our first king in Israel, Shaul, that he was in a war with Amalek, and Hashem told him, the prophet told him, to kill all Amalekim, including children. And Shaul says that it's not moral to kill children. So Chazal said about his comment that who have pity on cruel people, he will be cruel to poor people. I don't know how to say it in English. מתאכזר על הרחמנים, מרחם על האכזרים, מתאכזר על הרחמנים. How is it in English? Okay, the general idea you understand, right? Okay.
Merciful to the bad will be the opposite to the cruel.
I said it right. The cruel to the merciful.
That's what happened in the way.
Yes, and that's what happened to him, to Shaul. And I try to understand why Shaul wanted to have mercy for those Amalek. Why he wanted to leave them alive?
Same reason that some people think the same thing should be done to the people that aren't living in Gaza.
So I think it comes from a tendency of Jewish soul to have pity for people, and it's one of our definition that we Rachmanim, Bnei Rachmanim. כן, לא שומעים?
הרב שלא שומעים בשידור.
He says that doesn't...
No, the volume? I hear it.
You hear? Okay. So, okay. Maybe they don't see. We know, like we known as the people that have mercy for all creatures. It's characterize us, and that's why even today, in a time of all wars, it's known in the world that Jews, they are the most moral army in the world, because we have an idea that calls Tohar Neshek. Tohar Neshek, it's if you translate, it's a purity of an arm. But there is no other place in the world, and other army in the world that have this kind of idea, purity of arm. What does it mean? It means that that Jewish soldiers shouldn't kill civilians, and more than that, he should be able to sacrifice himself for civilians of their enemies. These kind of things that not exist in any place in the world except in IDF.
It never existed by us either.
Pardon?
It never existed by us either when we were fighting with David Melech, Shaul.
You mean in the past, in the
Yeah.
Tanakh? I mean today, in Israel army today, that's what they try to do. And they, just a moment. Yeah. What does it mean? I'll give, and they even prefer civilians from for their enemies than civilians of Jews, like your country. I'll give you an example. You understand what I mean. In all the world, it was famous, and every citizen in Israel they saw it in YouTube, and you today also can see it in YouTube. The picture that a Jewish plane, aircraft, is about to bomb some house. That in this house they know that they are terrorists. And suddenly he see children run in the street near this house. And the pilot in this aircraft says, I won't shoot on them in this house because there are children there. And their commander says, yes, you're right, you shouldn't shoot them. Did you hear this story? You saw this in YouTube? All Israelis, they saw it. It was few times. It's very famous things. And all of them, they very appreciate this pilot. They say, wow, he is very moral, very, very good guy. And I want to say that it's great mistake. Why it's mistake? Because if you think logically, where those terrorists they were in this house, that they weren't bombed because of child, where they now, where they went after.
Exactly. That's the problem. Some of the terrorists that did 2 weeks ago, 2.5 weeks ago, they could have been from that building.
So it means when you have mercy for this child, you sacrifice your child in Israel. And that it means מרחם על אכזרים, מתאכזר על הרחמנים.
The Ramatkal also said when 20 years ago, I'm not sure exactly which war it was, I don't remember. He said they were supposed to shoot at a building, and he said, I'd rather have our Hayalim hurt instead of the civilians.
Which Ramatchal says it? Gantz?
I think it was Gantz. He said something to that.
I also heard about that, but I don't have evidence for that. And if you have,
he said it for us on TV.
Yes, I've heard about that. I know, but I don't have evidence. I need something proof. Yes, if you have something, show me.
YouTube probably has it.
Yes, fine, fine for me. It will help me. Okay.
I'll try again.
Gantz, what his name?
Benny Gantz.
Benny Gantz, yeah. Yeah, you're right. I think it was Benny Gantz. Okay, now, let's think about this child. Is child guilty that he was in around this house? Should he kill child in order to not to in order to stop those terrorists? This is the moral question that we have to dilemma that we have to solve between us. I would say that that I think it's immoral not to kill this child. It's immoral. Why? But he's innocent. He didn't do anything bad. Why he have to die?
Is it comparable to the case when a pregnant woman has a troublesome baby who might kill her?
Yes, it's look like. You know what he mean? Yes.
A pregnant woman has a baby in her belly, but the baby might kill the mother.
Okay.
So the baby is
Okay, yeah.
is killed instead of the mother.
There you go.
So he have to be cut.
The baby is also innocent.
Yeah.
But
He's
death
rodef.
to save the mother.
Yes. Nachon. I think it look like, but I think that there is something even more. I'll tell you some story that can illustrate this situation. In the end of Second World War, England and U.S. It was still war. They were already in Germany, but still they fight and battles, everything. And one of the cities that was the German Dresden. Yeah, they fight very strong for that. It was Dresden. So British army and the Americans, they wanted to bomb all Dresden, to destroy Dresden at all. And in Dresden was about 150. It was town, big town. And Churchill gave his command to bomb all Dresden. And someone come to Churchill and said, but there are people that they are innocent, they're not involved. They're just citizens of Germany, they didn't do anything bad. So Churchill said very famous expression in this. In Germany, there is no innocent people. Nobody is innocent. Why? Because if you think logically, you are responsible for your nation.
How about the babies?
Yes, just I'll talk about babies also, but general, I mean, citizens, they are responsible for their leaders. If those leaders, someone came from like it was in Russia, they came from outside, they captured them and they didn't let them go. You couldn't leave Russia. And Stalin, communists, they just captured all Russians and they keep them in their borders. But in any other place, if you can leave, and you not leave, you still you can go from this country, and you live in this country. So it means that you take on yourself responsibility for everything that your nation does. If you not agree with them, so go out. Let's say if I will live in Gaza today, and I see what my people, I was Arab, that I live in Gaza, and I see what people do there, I would leave Gaza. I wouldn't stay there. Like a lot of Arabs, they leave Gaza. And if I stay, I know that it's my destiny with all my people all together. Everything will be with them. If you are German and you not agree with Nazis, leave Germany, but you live there. What does mean you live there? You pay them taxes, you support them, you part of this German army, they count you, so everything will happen to Germany, will happen to Germans. It's simple. You are responsible. And what about babies? Father, he is responsible for his baby. He should take in consideration that father and mother, what can happen to his baby if he want to live among Nazis. You are not Nazi, you're not, but you are guilty that you support Nazis. How you support? The fact that you live among them. I think it's logically. Child has benefits. He didn't do anything. Why he has suddenly, if his father millionaire, child he live have good condition, and why he didn't do anything? No, he like he have the same life like his family, good or bad. Child doesn't responsible that his mother smoke in time that she's pregnant. It's damaged him. But that is his life. She smoke, or they living among Nazis. And I think the same thing happened in Tanakh. When you read Tanakh, suddenly you sometimes you pay attention. You can pay attention and you can see. Sometimes I have like bad feelings when I read Tanakh. They describe how Jews killed other nations. You probably pay attention. Who read Tanakh, he knows that we killed Gargashi, Emori, Amalek, Chivi, all kind of the Knaanim, Chetim, Emori, Medianim also. We killed children, small children. It's not so nice, right? Because when we read those things in Tanakh, we imagine to ourselves other nations, like those nations that I said about them. That they like Bedouin, like Cherkess, Druzim, Falachim, like other people. Like when you read, like you say, maybe Mongolian, maybe Holland. So why we kill them? It's not. It's so cruel. It's so terrible. It's only because we imagine to ourselves, instead of Prizi, Vusi, Chiti, Mori, Gargashi, we imagine to ourselves French and Belgium and the other nations. So why you kill them? But if you understand who those people were, who those people, everything will change. For example, imagine to yourself that it's not Prizi Vusi. It's name of Germans troops, like Waffen SS. It's Sonderkommando, the Standartenführer. It's ISIS. It's something else. It's already not the same situation. Why? Because it's not just normal, regular people, like I say, French, Belgium, Holland, and Finland. Those people that their ideology was to disperse their ideology in all the world. It's not like no, it's like let's say we'll take example Nazis. Nazis, they didn't like bad people, that they cruel, they was just and kill all Jews and that's it. They have their ideology, that they wanted that this ideology will be in all the world, like communist, the same thing. They didn't want, okay, we want here in Russia that we have this social regime. Okay, social here in Russia. No, they wanted that all the world will be communist. Like ISIS. ISIS, they don't want that my wife should go with hijab. No, they want that your wife will go with hijab. And in all the world, they will be like ISIS. So it was ideology, and in this ideology they teach their children, and they it's like there are two things. First of all, those people that they did there's those tevach. How say this tevach that happened?
Terrorist attack.
How?
Terrorist
Terrorist. It's not just terrorist act. They tevach. It's they cut gore. Huh?
Whatever.
Slaughter.
Slaughter.
Slaughter. That those people that did this slaughter, they were those children that we didn't kill them 20 years ago. It's the same people. That's what we have mercy for them 20 years ago. Today they came and made this slaughter to Jewish people. So those children, they're not innocent. They live in this and they're educated and they live in this atmosphere, and they will continue be with this ideology. It's first thing. Second thing, it's also each parents, they should know that if they do bad things, they responsible for their children. Child really didn't do anything yet, but his father did, and his father has a responsibility for his child. He should take in consideration that if he will be a monster, not only him will pay this price, but his father and his grandmother and his child and his wife, everybody will pay for his deeds. And then maybe it will stop him. Maybe he'll be more accurate with his decision. And also there is third idea. If you know that this child is come from evil, it's your duty to kill this child. And how you can know that? If prophet will tell you to do that. You probably remember I already told you this story. There is a Russian film that 40 years ago. I told you already maybe a few times about this film, but I want to say it again because it's important that will be like you'll remember that good. It's a film about time of Second World War. You say World War II, not Second World War. How say second? You can say like this is also World War II. Okay. And the story about some Russian family that Nazis came to their village and they put all village in in one house and they burned all of them because they thought that they are partisans or something like that. And they burned all of them, and just one young boy, 15 years old approximately, he saved and he ran away. And he became a warrior against of Nazis, and all this film, like in the almost end of the film, he suddenly saw in some place picture of Hitler, and he shoot on this picture. And what happened? It's like in his imagination, Hitler became younger than he was in this picture. Time went back, and he shoot again, and Hitler became younger again, because time went back, and he shoot again, and Hitler became like a man 20, 25 years old, and all those pictures that they are from, they're real, from documentary pictures of Hitler. And now he is already 20, 25 years old, and he shoot again. And Hitler was a young boy, about 15 years. He shoot again, and Hitler is a child, 5, 6 years old. He shoot again, and Hitler in hand of his mother, and she keep him. And suddenly, like this camera became closer and closer to his face, and he has very innocent face, Hitler. When he was child, he was good boy. He looked like he. And the soldiers stand and look at him, and he didn't shoot on him. Because a Russian soldier doesn't shoot on little children. And I think it's great mistake. If you know for 100%, you know for sure that this child is Hitler, you have to kill him. And if you not kill him, it's immoral. And
But we are not prophets. How can we?
Yes, you're right. We're not. So that's why, if there is some child, Arab child, I won't kill him, never. But if I have to kill terrorists and this child there, then it won't stop me. He is innocent. I'm agree. But sometimes, like you say, you have to cut this child.
In war, there are no innocents.
He wasn't innocent.
I'm saying in war, there are no innocents.
Yes.
Just one text that is in my memory
Mm-hmm.
in your country. In this context, Moscow don't believe in tears.
Again,
Moscow,
Moscow.
one day want to attack Moscow. He put everything to save Moscow. And he says, Moscow don't believe in tears. Don't cry to anybody.
No.
If there was the
Moscow don't believe in tears. Yes,
No.
yes, you're right. This is a Russian expression. This is, yeah, you're right.
But as you said, no one's innocent. For example, if the U.S. decided to bomb Berlin instead of Dresden, in Berlin till the very end of the war, there are still a lot of Jews. So how do you describe the foreigners living in Berlin, the Jews living in Berlin? They're not innocent, or those political dissidents who are against the Nazis? They are fighting against the Nazis. So
Yeah, you're right. But
they're also German citizens, mostly.
I'll tell you, who fight against of Nazis? It's like a soldier that fall in a battle, and who doesn't fight against of Nazis? What he did there? Why he didn't leave Germany?
There could be many reasons. No simple reason.
No, there is no reason for that. It's that justified that you are part of this machine. I think
If you see evil, you get out of evil.
yes. If you are in evil, you have to get out of evil, and if you stay, you are responsible. That's what I think.
I understand that if you stay, you are responsible, but many people probably didn't have other options. For example, if you don't have money, how can you buy a ticket to leave the country?
By foot.
By foot, you go from one dangerous place to another dangerous place. Probably you die on the way.
Jews, when they were in Spain, and Ferdinand and Isabella told them, go out of Spain, or you have to be Christians. Jews went by foot from Spain, and they didn't know where to go.
But if one lived in Nazi Germany, how can you cross the border? If you
They let people go. If someone German wanted to go out of Germany, they let them go.
but the other country might not accept the Jewish refugees.
You're right. Not Jewish, German refugees. I mean,
other refugees.
They could have gone to Switzerland. They could have gone to.
But even not Switzerland. You can live in beach, in the sea, with tent. Live there. If I would be in Germany and I see what happened there, and I don't agree. You know how many Russians wanted to escape from Soviet Union? They didn't let them go. But if they will let them go, they'll go by foot. They'll fly from Russia, but they will go out.
And they did.
And they did.
Ukraine war, they went to Georgia.
Yes, and they left. Not because they're afraid to be. Also, were those afraid, but not only because they're afraid. They are not agree to kill other people because they are Ukrainian. Why? Why they should kill them? And they didn't want, and they left. to Kazakhstan. No, where is Kazakhstan? In some places they never went. Never was there, and they live in street, but they don't want to kill other. It's good example. נכון.
I think what's hovering in the air that we're trying to reach is the idea that there is no idea that you also get to be comfortable by abstaining from the immoral. Meaning, if you have to sleep in the streets of Kazakhstan, you have to do it, or you have to be comfortable and immoral. Those are your options. There is no such thing as being comfortable. If you're lucky enough to find, okay, but those are the choices.
Mm-hmm.
If he chooses to be comfortable, he's kind of immoral in a way, because he's saying his own comfort is greater than the life of somebody else.
I think sometimes good people suffer just because they are like among Rashas. You know, I don't know how
Among
to say.
evil people.
Yeah. Rabbanim said this in some point of story. Because like in Gaza, you have many people who are good people, but they are among that kind of people, like the children. And when you have like a situation like this, the terrorists, they use the DOC, they put their bases on schools, on hospitals, and they see, oh, Israel will not attack us if their children, near to us, so they purposely put children in the street, we are protected by these children. And this is like a risk for the children, because they will put children in every base to not be attacked. They did this a lot in the past in this conflict. It's I think a thing of war. Civilians many times suffer because
I just feel during a war, during a crisis, you have to take a clear side. You have to say things black and white, but the reality is still gray. It's not black and white. But during crisis, during emergency, you have to make a clear black and white side.
Yeah.
Take a side.
But like in war, this kind of thing, it's impossible to just to don't have this, because kill like terrorists there, innocent people, say good people around, but if you don't kill them together, the terrorists will raise the children will be worse than them. How to live.
I have a personal example of this that doesn't even involve killing necessarily. My children, in their school, there's an Arab helper, and I've been there most of the time, so I've met her, I've talked to her, and she's a very nice person. But now the parents have been talking, they say we don't want her near the children, it's a risk. And in other schools in the neighborhood, they have found Arabs that have said that they support Hamas, and a nice person, this is their job. But what happens if the nice person's not really as nice as they appear?
Exactly.
Yeah, then it's a tragedy, because then it's a whole class of children. Or
they teach the children to do that. I have a friend who comes with me in Brazil. She even Jewish.
Can't hear you. Can you speak
And
louder, please?
she entered Jericho with just a T-shirt saying "I love Israel," and she was almost like hidden by stones by children, because she was using that shirt. So she like went to the bathroom, changed that shirt, and okay, now it's everything. But children, children with stone to smash their head. Just because this.
In which country that was?
Jericho.
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 Ah.
Jericho. because they went to Jericho walking, so they didn't know that it was a Palestinian
I've been
territory.
stoned over 125 times.
We're counting.
The vast majority of the people that have been thrown with stones were kids.
Yeah, kids. They throw stones in people who support Israel. If you are Israeli, you are like bad.
You don't need to go to Jericho. Damascus case, you can face the same thing. I have a Mexican friend who has Jewish root, and it's many years ago. We were not sensitive to this kind of issue at all. We just bought a nice kippah and put the kippah on the head and tried to buy some fruits near Damascus gate, and two Arabs almost tried to not try to kill him, but try to give him a big beat
Because of what?
because of the kippah.
The same thing happened to me when I was walking the street last Friday. I was walking, so I just crossed the street, and I was in Arabic territory and didn't figure out. So a bunch of Arabs came against me and said, "Hey man, you are in the wrong place." And just 20 meters, 20 meters, and I'll change it. So
That's where my neighborhood is probably.
I have many of these.
So, to summarize what we said, you said before that it's not black and white situation. Like life is not black and white. But sometimes, in order to stay good person, you have to choose side. Real goodness, it's impossible to be good person without fighting against of evil. It's impossible to be neutral. If you are not fighting against of evil, it's automatically you belong to evil. It's impossible to be neutral. I think this is the morality of the war, and that's why, if you pay attention, Akadosh Baruch Hu, he calls God of war. איש מלחמה, בעל מלחמות, זורע צדקות, we say it in our prayer, because Hashem teach us that war is good when you fight against of...
War is bad, but sometimes it's necessary.
That's what I try to say, a different opinion. War is good. Otherwise, we couldn't say about Hashem that he is ish milchama. It's not necessary. It's good when pointed against of evil. It's not like we have no choice. We want to struggle against of evil, and we volunteers. I would be volunteer to go to fight with Nazis, to go to fight with ISIS and with Hamas. It's not necessary. What he can do? No. It's big mitzvah. There is mitzvah milchama, and that's why we are fighting now. טוב, נעצור.